Given Labour MPs tend to struggle to define what a woman is.
Problem I've got with Labour is that I can't trust them on this transgender issue. Look at Keir Starmer. He wouldn't answer the question, can a woman have a penis? Will you answer that question, Emily?
Sure. I think that we should start thinking about people and stop hiding behind some of these slightly silly arguments and try to come together a bit and to stop shouting at one another.
Well, I certainly hope I'm not shouting at you, but can I ask, is that a yes?
I think that what I've been trying to explain to you is that there is a legal definition, there's a biological definition, but I think that there are people who, as I say, like this woman who was murdered by her brother in Iraq, who believed herself to be a woman. And I have no idea whether she had a penis or not. I don't really care.
Yeah, so they answer a very simple question with minutes and minutes of meaningless waffle with an emotional sob story thrown in to manipulate you to their position, with lots of weird aggression as well that you get from progressives while feigning compassion. But if defining a woman is so difficult, then defining the working class is going to be like solving cold fusion for them. So it is then that when Sir Keir Starmer, who grew up working class, don't you know, was asked to define the working class, his answer made no sense at all.
You describe yourself as working class. Sir Keir, define working class.
No, working class is families that work for their living, earn their money through going out to work every day, not through other means.
Middle classes do that?
Well, working class families have the ordinary hope to get on in life. I mean, this has been a story.
Middle classes have that?
Yeah, of course they do. Of course they do.
So what's the distinction?
I was addressing a particular thing, I think, with working class families, which is this sense that. So I talked about the nagging voice that many families have, that this isn't for you, this isn't for me, and I think that holds people back. But I do, because people will say to me, well, look here, you've come a long way.
Yeah, you went to state school.
Yeah, but that is the ordinary hope of the working class, which is to have a decent education, to get a decent secure job, to get a car, to get have a nice holiday, to have
But isn't that the middle class too, Sir Keir? Everything you just listed? No?
It is. Yeah, it is. And that's why many people go on their life journey from what you might call working class to middle class. I don't find that at all surprising.
Okay.
I find that very ordinary.
The modern world is full of many oddities, yet when the leader of the Labour Party, a party which was set up to represent the interests of the working class, can't define what the working class is, that's got to rank quite highly among them. Yet I think we know what's really going on here. The working class is historically a social and economic grouping made up of menial and manual workers who've often been at the whim of captains of industry, globalisation and economic volatility. This means that the working classes are at the sharp end of life and tend to prefer direct, honest speech over floaty ideas and utopian thinking. I think deep down, Sir Keir, the working class hero that is, knows this. Yet he's frightened of admitting it because he knows that if he does admit it, it proves that he's not working class, that he doesn't represent the working class, and is a trendy Islington-style Blairite who shops at Waitrose. Now, while I think that's most likely, it could be possible that he's just very stupid and lost in woke ideology like other Labour MPs, that woke ideology that believes everything is a power structure where no words really mean anything, so a man can be a woman and so on and so on. Yet personally, I think Sir Keir knows full well that if you ask the typical British working class bloke what a woman is, he'd be able to tell you pretty quickly, whereas Sir Keir and many others of his ilk and their philosophy would send the police round to your house if you misgendered a trans person. So Sir Keir Starmer doesn't represent the working class, he's not working class himself, but knows he doesn't have to. What he's doing here is playing up to the Blairite strategy. That is, win the centre and the floating voter and the ideologically possessed middle classes. You'll have enough of the working class which will vote Labour anyway, and hope that you'll have a few plenty immigrants as well to tide you over. Our modern politicians don't represent anybody. They are corporate CEOs, and that's the country that they envision. And as I said in my previous video, I don't think we should fret about this. In fact, the impending doom that we're going to suffer under Labour may be unpleasant at the time, but it does allow us a massive opportunity for regeneration in this country to build something real, hearty, traditional. These are just my thoughts, however. Do let me know what you think down below and do consider subscribing to the channel.